Hey folks, welcome back to the future. Because it's gonna be the future soon. I won't always be this way. I haven't decided what I want to put here yet. I think other options might open up. I love you, Kuno. The further into the game you... No parking. We're the only ones who need that, let's face it. Drive our car into the ocean. Alright, I'm getting really annoyed by the texture pop-ins, but after everything I've done and everything I've tried from the forums of the other people who have tried to fix the same problem, I don't know what else to do. I have a workhorse of a computer that shouldn't have problems. Went to the village on the coast, officer. See you there. Joyce, says the note on the post. We could reconnect with Cindy. You know what? Maybe I've just made my decision. Something beautiful is going to happen. Oh my gosh, that pose. I like that font. You've spoken. The wall will now silently repeat the message for a decade or so, until the sea air degrades the paint, adding another layer of detritus to the city. Very poetic. The lieutenant nods in appreciation. It doesn't sound sincere, or real poetry. Should we return to our murder investigation? I hear there's a really bad one we are supposed to solve. Something beautiful is going to happen, folks. And the thing that I've tried to make an important statement in my life is, if something beautiful isn't going to happen, be the something beautiful for somebody else. I'll be glad to talk about that, not in game.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
No, I came to tell you about mine, but apparently I can't. Hey, piss, psh, and fuck the world send their best. I don't believe it. I've never known those boys to have manners. They seem to hold you in high esteem. They'll never be skulls, but... Alright, enough of that. No, I say that because I did make up the sending their best part, but I did talk to them. Figures. All of you are liars. They're such sweet boys, aren't they, though? My sweet, sweet wannabe skulls. They'll never be accepted, but their hearts are in the right place. Skulls are silly. What are you even trying to achieve? She throws you a conspiratorial glance, then presses her finger to her lips and squints up at the sky, as though straining to hear something in the distance. Have you noticed the quiet? Every so often, you might hear a gunshot pierce the air somewhere in Jamrock. But in Martinet, no gunshots, no sirens. The people are languishing in boredom and complacency. This place is a sepulcher. We'll paint it red. We bring the raucous, you bring the sirens. All right. That sounds totally reasonable and not weird. Wait, I wonder if she reacts if you wear his jacket. I'm not going back for it, but it's something to think about. Let's see. What other loose ends can we tie off? Or at least put a knot on? Well, there's a whole bookstore, but I'm trying to use that for solo game content, / Kim has at least one more trip to make. Alright, look. I said I would do this. I swore it! Okay, not really, and it was off stream, off camera, so it doesn't really count.
Pleasure to see you again, officer. How may I aid the citizens, militia, on this fine day?
Gimme. Alright. This is how we're gonna do it. I admire your handiwork, Chef, but there's a few things I would have done differently. Like what, officer? This sandwich is as good as they come in Revachol, I assure you. An array of delicious recipes flashes through your mind. Salad, salmon, sandwiches. Bingo! This calls for an engineering angle. Structural rigidity, exposed rafters, lattice, lettuce works, that type of approach. No. Had you put a large slice of Oldivian cheese crosswise from the ham, that would have minimized the component loss via crumbling. Mon Dieu, that is an excellent idea! That would virtually negate the component loss. Beautiful. Now bring it home with paprika. I'll do you one better. The air pocket between the cheese and the ham could house pre-smoked paprika. Ce serait mon délicieux! Can you make that sandwich, officer? Sure. But I want yours as a prototype. I hope you are not just tricking an old man out of the little he has left, he says solemnly, and hands you his sandwich. Initial development takes time, of course, but in 6 to 9 months you will eat the sandwich of the gods. Or god of sandwiches, maybe. But in the meanwhile, what can I do for you here and now, officer? Nothing. I'm certainly not fleeing with my goods. Kim, we need to escape. What? We need to escape before he knows what I've done. Giant ham sandwich. This might be the biggest sandwich you have ever seen. The size is almost intimidating, invoking feelings of inadequacy. Abundant in components, rich in both smell and taste, probably. This truly is the work of a master craftsman. The ham sandwich looks fresh and nutritious in your hand, begging to be eaten. I threw it on the ground! That is so tempting just to be completely asinine. But, Kim, let's have a sandwich. I'll pass. Thanks. When you hold up something long enough, some people are compelled to take it. Try it on the lieutenant. Thank you, but no, I'm not hungry. Kim, I'm maintaining eye contact. I'm even waving the sandwich ever so slightly back and forth. No. No. But Kim, you love aircraft. The lieutenant stands next to you, but he might as well exist in a parallel realm. No! This man does not crack under pressure. Stars would die before he'd succumb to any kind of manipulation. With this realization comes a sudden flash of pride. You know, Kim, if I were to hold this sandwich up long enough, some people would feel compelled to take it. Yes, I know. Not you, though. No. Why won't you take the sandwich? I'm just not hungry, and therefore have little reason to take it. Kim, this is not about hunger. It's about camaraderie. Camaraderie? Yes. By sharing this sandwich, you and I solidify the bond between us as partners. Temporary partners. Okay, temporary partners. Is it really necessary? The bonds between officers, partners, are paramount. That's how trust is built. Trust saves lives. Is this necessary? Is friendship necessary? Is brotherhood? Okay. They are all necessary. Let us share the sandwich, if it matters that much to you. The lieutenant breaks the sandwich in two and quickly eats his half. Yeah. This is good shit, Kim. Thanks for having this moment with me, whether you wanted to or not. Sure. Time to go solve a murder investigation. But we're not doing it on an empty stomach. I refuse. I was really expecting more descriptive writing about the sandwich, but I bet if I had made it about the sandwich and not about us, that it would have. Officer, there is no us. You say that now, Kim, but I'm the one who went out of his way to research a thought called the homosexual underground just for you. For me? Why else do you think I'm doing it? I am awkwardly flattered. Good, then it's working. Textures, please. I keep saying I'm not going to talk about it anymore, and then you do something even more worse and terrible and egregious. Hey, Lillian, do we have anything to do with you at the moment?
The waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards.
Bastards.
Simmer down, bastards.
Simmer down, bastards. What is it with you and those waves? Yeah, why does she care about them so much? What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I ask him to accommodate me. Ugh. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So what'll it be, officer? I'm looking for somebody else. Oh, who? I'm looking for a working-class husband. Yeah, I'm not really looking for that anymore. Not much into the middle-class ones either. I could use some landed gentry, but apparently they don't make those anymore. No, the husband isn't for me. I'm looking for him for his wife. Wish I could help you with that, but I haven't seen your working-class husband. Maybe I can help you find somebody else. How about a suspect who might have stayed here? Okay, when did this person stay here? Very recently, over the past few days. She might have arrived on Friday. Oh. She looks slightly disappointed. I've been on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, and I usually start at 4 in the morning. Really? Yeah, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. A faint smile runs across her face. Maybe I can help you find someone else? I'm not looking for anybody else right now. Really? Are you sure you're not also looking for Nadia Harnacker or Ignis Nielsen or the great lost city of ice under the waves? I am looking for a lot of stuff, aren't I? A lot of stuff. I guess so. Doesn't feel like a lot to me. I could be doing more. Maybe there's someone missing from your life? There's plenty missing, but that's too much for even an eager terrier like Harrier, like you to handle. Though you seem very thorough. Tell me instead, is there something else I can help you with? No, not yet. Let's see, Oh, do I need to know about... Do I need to using a thermodynamic expander condenser cycle for heating and cooling. Nice. Oh yeah, let's wash the smell of death off. Scrubbing all the necrotic tissue off your hands takes a while. The fingernails are especially hard. Death has made its way into every nook and cranny. Should have used gloves. Detectives use gloves when they go rummaging around in someone's dead brain. I thought I put them on. But man persists, and finally your bruised hands look clean and presentable. Sort of. The sudden absence of the morbid dead tissue smell is uplifting. I don't think I'm ready for that. Is shaving the right call? Maybe not. I could. But I think I would look depressed as hell without it. Alright, it appears I need more information to do what I want to do. Ma'am?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
I have 30 minutes to spare. Could you still wash that jacket? Well, hand it over, then, and I'll see what I can do. Must say I'm proud of this one. She nods, handing the jacket back to you. It's pretty nice underneath all the filth. I hope it'll have an easier life in your hands. Hey, have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast? Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately. Because she's blind, which you seem to have forgotten. Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about? This is my little cinder block town. She nods with a wrinkled smile. I know what goes on around here. She's being evasive. She knows something. There was a murder in Martinet. He points east. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help. Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other. No. No, this is like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out. No? It's not like that man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass. Enough of this. She better start talking right now! Nope, calm down, Half-Light. I see, you know something, but you've decided not to tell us. There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else? I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway. You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too. Is that the cue I needed all this time? All this time. Is there a song of his I'm not going to reference in this video series? There we go. Remember when Shivers told us to look under the floorboard? As you look, the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others. The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched. Move it aside. The hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below. What's in here? Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea. Search. You stick your hand and start combing through the sand. It's dry, not like outside. Fine dust, and then something hard, wrapped in paper. What is it? A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet. A 9mm bullet, to be exact. Fit for all muzzle loaders of that caliber, like your own Villiers pistol, for example. But not for a breech loader like the murder weapon. No. It's not. Then the floorboard isn't interested. Maybe the washerwoman is? You do have enough to confront her with now. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. You've got 2 new bullets. First bullet found today at 1:57 p.m. I don't know why I turned into my voicemail there for a second. Let me have a glass of water first. Much better. Okay, not as much as I hoped. Oh, there we go.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Ma'am, why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack? God damn that girl, she murmurs softly, but also without anger. A long and harsh life has taught her not to buckle under pressure. A bullet? The lieutenant turns to you and gives a little nod, then turns to the washerwoman. You didn't put it there, did you? She did. Gone and hid things in there. She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either. You rented the room to her? She sits in silence, her hands moving into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge. Slowly she speaks, wringing out a rag. Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl, as I've done before when she's been in trouble, just looking for solitude. I've made it clear, we welcome all kinds of people here. When was this? She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. Her wrinkled hands knead a blue rag in the water. What has she gotten herself into, that girl? That's for the police to find out. The lieutenant takes out his familiar blue notebook. All right then, please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few. You said she left on Monday? Yes, early with the dogs, about 8 o'clock, I think. She probably heard the lieutenant's Kinema drive by, and it woke her up just like it did you. Kim, she must have heard your car. Yes, that is the downside of having a 130-kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you're coming. His voice is tinged with pride. Is the room exactly as she left it? I cleaned it like I always do. Was there anything else there? No. Ma'am, what is she like? Ruby, I mean. She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. She rubs her cold hands together. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation, so I really appreciate that about her. Did she talk to you much during her last stay? No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself. What do you mean? She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room. Why do you think she left the bullet there? How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun. She looks back towards her shack, thinking. You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill. I do have one possible explanation in my mind. Do tell. A seagull flies overhead. Obviously a bad omen. I think it's an exit plan, ma'am. Exit from what? The world. The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman. She tilts her head to the side, looking up at you, deep in thought, and then makes up her mind. No, she's a fighter. Not a quitter, like you sometimes get, son. On second thought, I'd rather not say. That bad, huh? Exit from her life. No? Alright. Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff? Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape melodies she'd made. She brushes her forehead with the back of her hand. Water drips to the ground. Although she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. Even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that. Where'd she go? I don't know. Further up the coast? She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screech like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots. Headed up north. It's a peninsula. She might be trapped. After a moment of silence, she says, You'll never find her, you know. Her tone is without malice. She knows this coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived. I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent. Further up the coast we go. Are you sure you wouldn't rather stay here? Get a nice, cozy fire going in the heater? She drops the rag in the bucket. It's clean now. Seems like a better idea to me. The Feld Electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time. Don't know how much more obvious you can get with that game. Alright. Bye. Officer, one thing. If you do find her, please go easy on her. She looks around. The air is getting colder. She's a good girl, whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in. I hope you're right, ma'am. Oh, kids. The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone. He can't be more than 5 years old. The other one looks indistinguishable from him. He watches his brother kick the stone with his tongue lolling out of his mouth. Kids, have you seen any bad people around besides me? One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open. What bad people? I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is going to crack the case, says the lieutenant. Then we're definitely doing it. You concern me, Authority. You must be Lillian's twins. This one doesn't say anything, kicking the concrete with his worn-out sneaker. Lily's on Mom, explains the other one, tongue still lolling out of his mouth. Yeah, I said that. The stone kicker laughs suddenly. His head is too large for his shoulders. The other one laughs too. Wow. 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 So intellectually stimulating. The stone kicking isn't even a very high caliber. Anybody can do that. It's not stones thrown at high velocity. Kuno doesn't give a shit about stone kicking. Is Little Lily your sister? Yeah. Yeah? Yeah. That's it? You're being laconic about it? Never mind. You guys look identical. The stone-kicking one becomes frantic all of a sudden, as if that's something to be scared of. The obvious fact you just stated. He looks just like me. The other one says, yeah, I said that. The boy doesn't answer. His brother throws another rock. Both of their hair is covered in some kind of dirt. The rock kicker was just being shy, but now he's enthusiastic again. You're bad with kids, the lieutenant remarks with evident glee. And what are you, Kid Master General? Maybe I am. Now, how about some actual police work? He grins. We're not getting anything out of here. That's where Little Lily is. Oh, boy. Am I ready to give my voice a workout? The answer is a firm maybe. Grumbles an unshaven man with a ruddy nose. He narrows his eyes at you as if in recognition, then turns his head away. The noxious odor emanating from the drunken man is strong and familiar.
Don't you call her, you hear? Don't call her, Abigail.
Who's Abigail?
Oh, Abigail. Dump your fucking car, Abigail.
He draws out a disgusting snort, then mumbles, waving a finger in your general direction. You're not going to get anything from this guy. He's too drunk. Never thought you'd see such a thing in your life, but this guy's a little too drunk. Why shouldn't I call Abigail? He snorts and beckons you to lean in closer. Lean in. His breath smells harsh like a toxic swamp as he whispers to you. Don't call Abigail! Don't call Abigail! He then waves his hand as if shooing you away. Tell me about your friends. He glares at you. Don't you fucking call her, hear me? His voice trembles with every word, becoming ever weaker again. Abigail, he whimpers in the end. Who are you? What's your name? His eyes move around erratically, the look in them hazy and unfocused. Don't call Abigail, he says. Yeah, you know what? What is this place? The man hiccups, then mumbles something unintelligible. I might be wrong, but I think he is beseeching us not to contact Abigail. Have you seen any women around here lately? Abigail? His voice perks up, then trails into a string of random babbling. Abigail, where are you? Don't call. Slowly, his head nods off to the side, and he passes out, tongue dangling from his mouth. There was little chance he'd be a reliable witness anyway.
Don't call her.
The drunk man speaks in his sleep. Drool dribbles from the left side of his mouth and down his jacket lapel. Hey, wake up! Nope, no waking him from his stupor. His mind is elsewhere.
Don't call her.
I'm guessing that was audible in the recording. That is a low battery smoke detector, and I am gonna pause to go take care of it. I mean, it's either that or, you know what, let's let it beep intermittently. It's only gonna be terribly annoying to you. Ha ha ha. No, I'm gonna hate it.
Hey, tequila!
Ba-da-ba-da-da-da-da-da. A 30-something mad, clad in a two-piece lycra tracksuit, puts down his pilsner and extends his hand in
Good
greeting.
to see ya. How's business? How's the old reality situation treating ya?
Shake his hand.
So what's happening?
Wait, tequila?
Yeah, Tequila Sunset.
Yeah!
The high concept reality based adventures proceeding?
That's a good question. He says it like it's obviously your name, like you call someone Billy Brunel or leader of the 4th Street Gang. Good. These people know your true name. Looks like it has preceded you, Mr. Sunset, but more on that later. Not too hot. I am on a 50-year losing streak.
I'm like 3 or maybe 4 years into mine. Wait, no. Make it 5.
He looks at his shit-stained lycra, TM, with a grim expression. It's not lycra.
Things aren't going super well for Idiot Doomspiral either. Haven't found those keys yet. Haven't won that great piece of arse back. No word for my business, buddies.
He takes a sip from his beer. Idiot Doomspiral, huh? This is bound to be a good, high-concept conversation. At last! Tequila Sunset? That's my nom de guerre. It definitely is. Do you know me? Oh, do I? Of course. Don't you remember? Nope, you sure don't. No. Ha ha! Do you want to know how good Tequila Sunset came to be? For some reason, the name fills me with foreboding. Maybe I shouldn't learn. You think you feel bad now? Wait till you hear the full story. No. You need the wisdom. All right, go ahead. Let me take a sip to moisten up my chords. I'm going to do that too. Aha! Tequila Sunset rolled into matinee last Friday. And by Tequila Sunset, I mean you, the man, the myth. Wait, did we meet on Friday? Hey, let's not jump ahead of ourselves. This is your story. Stop interrupting. He takes another sip, then continues. You got here on Friday to solve a case, hoping to be the early bird who gets the worm. And by the worm, I mean the buzz, because as far as I know, all you did was get pissed drunk. Word on the street is you went around the local hostel telling people that you're a police officer and that it would be really fucked up if you shot yourself in the head right in front of them. That's pretty high concept if you ask me. It is. Yeah, that's totally your style. The lieutenant's brow is furrowed. He's listening as casually as he can. Yep, not the first time this comes up. Hey man, I'm not judging. He waves the bottle towards you. This life's a valley of woes. Some of the highest concept people in history have killed themselves and been drunks. Either way, it was a late Saturday night when we, the Union of Moribund Alcoholics, got our drink on. Nothing remarkable about this. We got our drink on 24/7. Makes everything warm and glowy. I trust you know the feeling. One moment we hear the sound of a motor carriage revving up somewhere on the plaza, followed by a series of dings and bangs. Do you remember the sound of the wood cracking? The billboard? Naturally, loud noises pique the interest of anybody owning a pair of ears. That's just the reality we're in. Yeah, naturally. Anyway, there was a brief silence, a gasp of silence, if you will, followed by a real commotion. We heard the carriage careening toward the coast at top speed. Sounded like someone jumped the canal. We grabbed our brewskis and rushed to the jetty. Never underestimate the speed of an alcoholic. What we saw was a sight to behold. A beat-up police carriage containing you, right there on the beach. You revved your engine and screamed at the top of your lungs, "What's going on?" No, not that at all. The time hath come. So, naturally, being the curious cat I am, I asked what time hath come, to which you replied, "The time hath come for Tequila Sunset, the end of all things." Say nothing. It's more dignified that way. After which, your reality contracted. You jammed the pedal, plowed right off the jetty and through the ice. Your hands cramp on the steering levers. We ran towards the ice while you crawled your way out, miraculously unhurt, covered in seaweed and shit, like some kind of sea monster. When we finally got there, you were sitting on the beach crying. You said that your badge and uniform were in the car. It was too late to get in there, though. The carriage had sunk too deep. In this way, you and your motor carriage have a lot in common. Recognizing a brother in need, we offered our condolences and invited you to party with us, which you naturally agreed to. What else was there to do? Thank you, brothers, for your helping hand. We asked about the whole Tequila Sunset thing, and you told us it was your name now, and insisted that we all call you that from then on. So wait, is Tequila Sunset an event or a name? I'm not sure. I think you were the event. Tequila Sunset, you know, as opposed to a tequila sunrise, which is long gone looking at you. My name is Harry. No, that's just what your mother called you. Your real name is Tequila Sunset. Just embrace it, brother. How long did we party for? Hours. It was an all-night drink-a-thon. Then at some point, I think it was Sunday morning, you got all belligerent and wanted to talk about Revacholian women. Uh-oh. How they're beautiful and also whores and so on. How one of them fucked you real bad. After a short while, you crossed the event horizon, looked sullen, got up, and you left without saying anything. Wow, that's quite a story. Yeah, I bet Tequila's a fucking legend around the precinct. You must be proud to work with him. If you only knew. Whoo boy. What kind of cop was I? You kept calling yourself a goddamn superstar who cleared 501 cases. As you've already determined, the actual number is over 200, but what's a little embellishment between friends? No thanks to the squares at the precinct, as you put it. Are you believing this shit? Sean, he's trying. He's just very far away, and we are not supposed to be able to hear him. Did I mention losing anything else? Besides your gun and your badge? You said something about your hope or your heart or something. I don't know. To be honest, the details are a little hazy. In retrospect, I guess you lost your motor carriage too. That's a big one. Did we talk about politics? Yeah, you said that it was okay that you crashed your carriage because the spectral hand of the market was guiding you. That was before you started talking about how the Pinkies were always trying to fuck you. Did I say anything about the case? Yep. You said it was no biggie and you'd solve it in no time. He takes a strong quaff of his beer. And that you didn't need anyone to do it. You're doing it solo now. A lot of cops go solo and hermit once they reach that level of alcoholism. If anything, Kim, I will just take that quiet statement as at least admission that you have seen worse. God, I hope so. Did I say anything about my colleagues? You told us that they were a bunch of fucking losers whose main interest was cramping your style. No specifics, though. It was more about you that night. You were the star of the show. Did I tell you anything about this person that fucked me? You're pretty vague about it, but you kept saying you got fucked real hard and that we've all been fucked too. Please, don't open that door. No one's fucked. I do the fucking around here. Abigail! It seemed pretty painful, to be honest with you. If I had to guess, I'd say you're still working through some shit. Yeah, tell me about it. I'd have to say you're still working through some shit. Thanks. I don't need to hear any more of this. Yeah, it's a hard thing to confront your past. It's a hard thing for a man to do. That's why I avoid mine at all costs. Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around here? Can't really remember seeing any women after losing my keys. It's a touchy topic. He hasn't gotten laid in ages. He really also has no idea who Ruby is. What do you guys do around here? We are saving the world. He looks at his comrades. Please don't call. Don't call, begs the man in the pipe. Okay, we're drinking. We're drinking alcohol. That's what we're doing. I tried to save the world a long time ago with enterprise, creativity, and willpower, but that one didn't work out. So now it's a pirate's life for me. And really bad eggs. Let me get a big drink of water. All right, you seem like you're characterized by your storytelling ability. Want to tell me another one? Whoop-de-doo! So now I'm a fucking storyteller. Right, why not? Better than a beach bum. Yeah, you want to tell me how you became Idiot Doom Spiral? It depends, really. Are you willing to help me out? The gleam in his eyes and the slouch in his posture is so incredibly familiar. You might get scammed here. What do you need? Booze. Did you already forget our party? The thing I relayed to you earlier? So, have you got anything for good old idiot Doom Spiral? Bottle for a story. Seems fair to me. Am I gonna give him this? Kinda thinking about it. Kinda thinking about it. You know what? Let's do it. Commodore Red is cheap. Classy. He snatches the cork and he snatches the bottle and just pushes the cork in down through the bottleneck. Before he can start, one of the other bums interjects. Hey, Spiral Boy, you gonna share that? I have no idea what his voice is. Gurgles the near comatose man. Shut up, guys! I'm telling a story here. Something happened to you. Something happened to me, too. My actual name is George, but around here, you already know. I was once a reasonably high net worth individual, a founder/junior partner at a high concept creative services agency. When our story begins, I had just landed a major contract with an insurance firm. Go on. I used the profits from my agency to finance what I called a cultural incubator. Abstract value generation, value per person, high concept stuff. I developed the paradigm, worked within the paradigm. But the burden of leadership weighed heavily on me. So I went jogging every so often to keep myself sane. Wait, how many people did you have working for you? 22 full-time employees. An all-star team. A potentially historic set of individuals. Worrying about them often kept me up well into the morning hours. I could probably use a good run myself. No, you really don't. You do it enough. It helped, truly. With my trusty Sanzorique Lycra, trademark, tracksuit, I felt like I could conquer the world, but now dreams are worn thin. Much like my tracksuit, he says thoughtfully, brushing dust off his shit-stained pants. What happened? One day I left on my evening run. As you may know, it's impossible to clear your head when you're distracted by the sound of keys jangling in your pocket. He shakes the bottle and makes a sound. His eyes are clouded, his dilated blood vessels encircling his irises like stinging brambles. His eyes are your eyes. So I removed the key ring and put the key for the front gate and the apartments into different pockets to stop the jangling, you see. At least that was the plan. I was halfway done with my usual lap when it started to rain. The reality situation became very wet very quickly. How wet are we talking, exactly? Wet, okay? It was raining really hard. I made my way back home and discovered I didn't have the key to the front gate. I'd mixed it up with the key to the letterbox, which was useless. Now, naturally, the situation required me to climb over the gate, which I did. There was no climbing down because I slipped and landed on my ass. Ouch. Ouch indeed. Reality was looking grim. Just then, me lying on my ass in the mud pit in the middle of a heavy shower. But when life knocked me down, I always got up. So I made my way across the front yard. Standing in front of my apartment door, fumbling with my pockets, I realized I'd also forgotten the apartment key. You've got to be shitting me. Wish I were, Tequila. I wish I were. Instead of the apartment key, I'd taken the key to the office. All right. What happened next? I rang my neighbor's buzzers. It was late, and most of them didn't even answer. Those who did assumed I was trying to sell them something and hung up before I could explain. People are naturally wary of ad men, you know? One moment somebody chats you up, 5 minutes later you bought a box of edible lingerie and a strap-on. I don't begrudge them, especially because I was known to be one of the best. Bill Brasky. Just then, I experienced a moment of clarity and said I still have the key to my office. I could wait out the storm there. But when I reached the office, I remembered that I'd asked one of my producers to change the locks that day. And since I hired only the best, he'd already done it, and I couldn't get in. Anyway, long story short, life spiraled out of control. I haven't gotten into my apartment for years, and my girlfriend left me because she didn't want to date a homeless man. The company... You see where I'm going with this. He pinches his thigh as if to check whether this reality is the reality. So, now you've heard my tragic tale. What do you think, huh? Like nothing you've ever heard, huh? He takes a long swig of his drink, and so do I. Wait, is that it? I feel like there are some steps missing. Tequila, I've thought about this series of events for a long time. If there was anything else to it, I would have thought of it by now. Why didn't you go to the authorities? Well, at one point, they came to me, but, you know, I didn't have any ID on me, so they tossed me in jail for 2 days. I can't say it increased my faith in the RCM. No offense, gentlemen. I literally can't believe it. Me neither, Tequila. Me neither. When I lost my keys, I lost more than access to my apartment. I also lost my leverage over humanity. I wasn't a high-concept creative director anymore. I was just some homeless asshole with a premium Sansorique liquid tracksuit. You can't imagine what that does to a man's confidence. Anyway, that was all the story. One bottle gets you. Almost empty, this one. Why do you keep losing all your stuff? Good fucking question, Tequila. If I knew the answer, you think I'd be hanging out on a beach in this formerly premium but now extremely dirty 2-piece liquid tracksuit. I used to own my reality situation. My business buddies and I had our own creative services agency. I had a nice apartment, an even nicer piece of ass, and somehow it all got away from me. Now I can't hang on to anything. Just last week I stole this nice new jacket and then I lost it too. The only thing I haven't lost are these two drunks. A lost jacket? Sounds like a mystery you could look into. What was that about a lost jacket? Tequila, it's a verifiable tragedy. It was practically brand new. Sure, it didn't really go with my lycra threads, but it itched a lot less. Say, you're a detective, right? Maybe you can help old Doom spiral out. Solve the case of the missing jacket. What do you say, Tequila? You mean this jacket that I discovered on the boardwalk and cleaned on a whim? This ain't it. Fall? That's medium concept stuff. That's not my style. So you're saying there's another lost jacket out there somewhere? It's a big world out there, Tequila. A lot of lost jackets in it. Don't know why you think this one could have possibly been mine. That Doom Spiral, ain't that the jacket you stole the other week? I'm just picking a new voice for him every time he comes up until I hear his real voice. Not on your fucking life, Rosemary! What's wrong with you people? Like I'd be caught dead wearing fallen like some low-concept bicycle curry. I tell you what, Tequila. Why don't you just hang on to that one? I'll get another jacket. Someday. At least you got a nice jacket for your troubles. What was the name of your agency? My agency, man? The Boom Boom Room. Our concept was combining high art with the lowest forms of marketing. The color red, breasts, and oil painting. I convinced my partners to reinvest some of our profits in an even more high concept cultural incubator called Thin Air. The artists were happy. The clients were happy. I was financing a group of poets in East Revachol who were developing a new universal poetic language, but then it all went to shit. Sounds intriguing. What say you, art cop? If it sounds like it makes no sense, that's because it doesn't. Mixing oil painting and breasts isn't high art, it's just cynical wankery. You know. Sex sells. That's the first rule of advertising. Maybe, but it's still tired. Maybe you're right. Who knows? Maybe we were behind the curve. We were fucking rich, though. That much I know. All right, I'm going to ask you something else as a way to get out of this conversation. Okay, let's step aside for a second. I have something I want to talk about. Heck, Kim, I'm trying to end a video. Come on.
I've been meaning to have a little chat with you about your sense of style.
My style? What about it? I'm glad you finally started dressing a little more like an officer of the RCM. Keep it up. Your half-brother is proud to stand behind you. Say, why aren't you wearing a pig suit? Officers above the rank of sergeant are granted wide discretion when it comes to their uniforms. The idea is that civilians are more likely to open up to someone who's not dressed like a typical cop. You know the expression, the clothes make the man? The right outfit, in the right situation, can make all the difference in the world. I know, I may look like an idiot when taking certain skill checks, but I have the best chance of passing them with the bonuses I put on. Are you talking about these mechanics again? Alright, you know what? You're a sharp-dressing man. I could be style buddies with you, Kim. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, detective. Anyway, we should probably get back to the case. Let's go. Huh. I don't remember that. That's cute. Alright. Yeah. Video end late. Bye.